There is this myth about solar technology in Nigeria. I don't know. Everyone just like solar. I can't go solar. I just buy generator. They use generator. And I don't feel use solar technology. Every time I solar, you too cost. And you know, go fit power my whole house. Don't it? There are different questions to be answered as regards energy consumption in Nigeria. We use a lot of energy in this country, and we actually misuse a lot of energy in this country. There are different forms of energy, and energy is actually converted from one form to another. My name is Som Tochukwu, and I'll be taking you down the journey of energy efficiency in Nigeria and how to reduce your cost of energy and to live a better sustainable future. Now, speaking about the forms of energy, energy exists as mechanical energy, kinetic energy, heat energy, electrical energy, light energy. There are so many forms of energy. But I want us to understand the overall concept of what energy generation is all about. Because for you to generate, you have to convert from one form to another. And one of the most significant forms of alternative energy in this country is the use of firewood for cooking. We use a lot of biomass in this country, and I've been asking myself why growing up, why do we use so much biomass? Why do we use so much wood for cooking? When we have kerosene, we have gas. Why is that whenever we get to all these big occasions, all these big festivities, official events, why do we use so much of firewood? It's very, very simple. Firewood is very cheap. It's one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, alternative sources of energy. It is cost efficient. It is easily accessible. The only thing standing between you and firewood is just the machete in your hand. It's just very simple. That's how it is. The only thing standing between you and firewood is just the machete in your hand. Now, why do we not use our kerosene to cook? Because I've always asked these questions, and the kind of answers I've been getting is just that it's very simple. I've heard someone say, think of using kerosene to cook 3 bags of rice. Like, how will it sound? Like, what will your pocket be telling you? Or think of using gas. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people still use gas to cook, but I don't think whether someone has used kerosene to cook 1 bag of rice for an occasion or something. That shows you how much alternative energy we use in this country. Not that it's actually efficient because it is environmentally detrimental, you understand? But it is our first approach to alternative energy use. But our main focus today is going to be all about electrical energy. And as we go on in this channel, we're going to be talking about how best to use and generate electric energy for a sustainable future. You understand? So, speaking about electrical energy, we use a lot of energy from the electrical grid to supply and service our appliances at home. We use them for cooking. We use them for that's through our induction plate, our television sets, for the charging of our laptops, for so many other different appliances that require electrical energy in our house. You know, we use those things for them. You understand? So, but the problem is just that the national grid in Nigeria does not actually support constant 24 hours of electricity. So it creates a very, very, very big black hole in the distribution and generation of electricity, because according to some reports, less than 50% of Nigerians are connected to the electrical or don't even have access to electrical energy at all. You understand? So that is what we see from our daily use of energy. Now, speaking of that, this has turned every Nigerian into a microgrid. As far as you're connected to the grid and you have a business that you're running, or you're in an apartment, you can afford to pay for your Nepa bills, as we call it. You understand? At the same time, you can also afford to buy a generator. It's almost that everyone that is connected to the grid, almost everyone that is connected to the national grid has a generator. I mean, we have a lot of generators in this country, from our petrol generators to our diesel generators. We consume a lot of energy. We consume a lot of energy, and that increases our carbon footprint. Like, increases it very, 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 very well. But the problem is just that the more we use these engines that are very, 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 very inconsistent, they are very inefficient, because a lot of that electrical energy that is generated from these generators are lost to heat, they are lost to sound, all the mechanical moving parts, the wear and tear over time, maintenance costs. We are going to be understanding how these real life scenarios actually dig in deep into our finances. You understand? It's very easy to procure a generator, but it's very, very hard to buy a solar panel. I understand that, but you're actually going to see why it will cost you more to run those systems and why it is more efficient to go renewable. Imagine if every average Nigerian that is connected to the grid has a generator, because as far as you're connected to the grid in this country, you would almost have a generator. Now, if you have a generator and your generator has a capacity of at least 2,000 watts, and there are over 40 million people in Nigeria that are connected to the grid currently, and if that 40 million people also had alternative sources of energy, which are their generators, and had a capacity of 2,000 watts, 40 million people using 2,000 watts of electricity or generating 2,000 watts of electricity will be making 8 billion watt hours. That is about 80 gigawatt hours. Oh my god. Like, trust me, if there was any framework for us to be selling what we are generating to the national grid, it is more than enough to service the whole nation if the remaining part of the population that has no access to electricity is actually connected to the grid. 80 gigawatt hours is actually very, very substantial to serve this nation. So just imagine we are using and generating a lot of energy. Our micro generation capacity surpasses the entire national grid by far. I'm telling you this thing, like it's real. That's what we do. That's what we are doing. But the whole idea of efficiency is to make sure that whenever you are trying to alternate your sources of energy, it has to be efficient. It has to be efficient. Like, you need to use less and get more. But when it comes to using of fossil fuel like petrol and diesel, we spend more and get less, because the highest run time of a generator in the typical Nigerian household should be like, let's say 8 to 12 hours, maybe overnight, or maybe just between that 8 and 12 hours. That's how we run our generators, and then refill it again for the next time. You understand? So it's actually very, 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 very inefficient, like very, very, very inefficient. Now let's talk about the concept of smart energy management. Like, we have a long way to go when it comes to the use of smart energy. You understand? We need to, regularize the use of artificial intelligence to actually manage our energy needs. Not that it's going to cut our energy bills in half, but it's significantly going to, give us that luxury, that advantage of controlling the way you use your appliances remotely. It is very, very important when computer and electrical energy comes together, and it gives you more cost savings. So that is the whole idea of what this channel is going to be. Please, I'm still new to YouTube. I'm still very, very, this is my first time on YouTube. Please, I would like you to like and subscribe, and even if possible, you can also share, so that if you like this content, you can get to know more of what I'm saying, because I'm trying to push out practical lifetime scenarios of what you are to expect if you go green versus what you use in generating your electricity, like from your generators or something. So as we go on, we get to understand how best to do what we are doing. Thank you very much.